Hey, this is Jamie with Golfer Geeks, and today I've got the final review of the Titleist T200 irons. I happen to have the 8 iron in my hand here. The set I tested was the 4 iron through gap wedge, and the shaft on these was the True Temper AMT Black S300. This is my first time ever hitting a Titleist iron, much less testing one. And this is my first time with the AMT Black shafts. And I love them both. So let's dive into it real quickly. So looks wise, if you see these things online or in magazines, they look a bit long from heel to toe. Now over the years, I've gotten much more accustomed to compact club heads, especially since I've been testing blades and a lot of player irons over the years. So my eyes are just more accustomed to compact club heads, and I prefer those. So I thought I would get these in, and I wouldn't like them very much at all. But here's what turned the deal for me. So if you look at them this way, you can kind of get an idea of the profile of them. It's got a thin top line and also a thin sole, and so at address, it looks pretty much, and even looking at it from the face-on view, you don't get the sense of it's a long game improvement club head. So anyway, at address, which is the money shot and where it really counts, these things look perfect setting up behind the ball. So as you put it in the address position and you put it behind the ball, it inspires a lot of confidence. It did for me anyway. And confidence it's a very big thing in a swing, especially during a round. On the driving range, not so much. You don't really care. You're hitting a bucket of balls or 2 buckets, whatever. But on the course where it counts and you're trying to hit greens or carry water hazards or bunkers or whatever, confidence in the thing you're swinging, in the club you're swinging, is paramount. So that's the whole game right there. And these look great behind the ball. Performance-wise, now, I had no idea what to expect from Titleist irons, but I can tell you right now, these things are long. As long as my TaylorMade P790s. Probably a full club and a half longer than anything that's over, say, 3, 4, 5 years old. I'm pretty confident of that. They get the ball up very easily. I hit the ball high naturally, and so these went high for me. But they're designed to help people who need help getting the ball elevated. Now, one thing you need to know with all these game improvement irons over the last few years, and even dipping into the lower handicap irons, is they have strong lofts. And the thing is, they have to have stronger lofts than what I grew up with over the, since I've been playing for 20-something years. It's because they have CG and launch optimized so much that if they had the standard weaker lofts, your ball would just balloon, you'd lose control, and you'd lose distance, and really no one wants that. So they have to have the stronger lofts, but you don't get lower ball flights with these strong lofts. You get the same ball flight you'd want, probably even a little bit higher, and you get your distance. So it has all the performance you need. Forgiveness-wise, if you can see here, I hit most any iron I hit mostly on the toe. I occasionally find the sweet spot, but it's not a habit of mine. So any iron you pull out of my bag is going to have a wear mark here, even the wedges. I don't know how to improve it, but I don't seem to lose a ton of distance, and I did not lose distance with these. So nothing came off the face dull or dead. I don't hit the heel much, so I wouldn't know about that, but I hit around the sweet spot for the most part, and nothing came off, everything came off lively. So I felt everything jumped off the club face. Of course, if you nail the center and flush it, it's going to come off better. But I didn't feel at any point where I was just getting punished by missing the sweet spot. So it's got all the forgiveness you need, all the distance, all the trajectory you need. I hit a tight draw with it all day long. That's my normal shot. I can't hit fades on purpose, so I don't really try those. But I'm 100% confident if you hit a fade, you'll be able to hit a fade with these irons. So recommendations. If you're a high handicapper, I would say anything above, say, a 13 or more. There are better options on the market right now for you. I'm not saying you couldn't play these or maybe your heart's set on them. It's a personal choice at this point, but there are better options on the market right now for your game if you're a 13 or above handicap. Now anything lower than that, you can game these all day long. Now some of the lower single digit players, you're going to prefer a smaller club head. You may not. Again, personal preference plays into this quite a bit. But a lot of the players, and even I have a buddy of mine who plays blades, and he hates any offset or anything but a minimal offset. He doesn't like large or largish club heads. So, you know, yeah, so mid-handicappers, this is your dream if you're under 13. On down into mid-single digits, you can play these as long as you want. Like I said, if you have an aversion to slightly larger club heads and any offset at all, then you know there are other irons for you. But these things are gamers for most mid-handicappers in the lower range and on down to mid-single digits. So I give them strong recommendations. All right, guys, that's it for this review. I loved my time with these irons. I spent 2 weeks with them. I got them from Global Golf. You can demo irons for $50 for 2 weeks. I think it's, if you're in the market and you're looking for clubs, this is a great way to test clubs. All right, so if you don't mind, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I hit a lot of reviews of training aids and clubs, or as much as I can anyway. Go ahead and hit like or unlike. Any questions or comments are welcome as long as you're cool about it. Don't forget to visit golfergeeks.com. I'll have a full write-up on the Titleist T200 irons. All right, guys.